Coaches usually have a really hard time making any amount of money, especially over that eight to $10,000 a month range. And I'm going to break it down to exactly how I structure my sales funnel to have generated me over $1.5 million by the time I hit 25 years old. So if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Brent. I'm the founder and CEO of Longevity Physique Group. Like I said, I've closed over $1.5 million in fitness sales by the time I hit 25 years old. So let's break it down a little bit on how I go through my sales funnel to generate this amount of sales in my fitness business. So first things first here, the objective of my ads are not to close sales, but it's to start conversations. So the ads only job is to get the right person to send a DM, okay? So what we use is one clear call to action, DM me keyword. The micro commitment that filters tire kickers. So essentially, when they send you that keyword, they are making a minor commitment to you. This is the doorway. It's not the close. So you want to call a person out with one problem. Broad ads are going to start the wrong conversation. So make sure that your ad is very specific and it's speaking directly to the person that you want to DM you. Next up, we want to route them to the call and we do not want to pitch. The DM moves them to the calendar. The selling is going to happen on the actual call. So speed is going to beat cleverness every time. So reply to them right away. Speed to lead is going to be one of the most important variables when you're actually running paid advertisements. One question gets them talking about their problem. If you pitch them in the DM, they're going to not book with you. That is going to cause distrust. Sell while you're silent. So what this means is every serious buyer is going to vet you before they book a call. So your bio and your profile need to be set up optimally for the person that is going to book with you. So what I mean by this, and I want to break this down in a little bit more detail for you guys, is the fact that when somebody responds to your ad and they go and they send you a DM, what they're going to do next is actually probably go off of the DM and they're going to check your profile to make sure that you are the person that's going to help them. So if you have a really good ad and your profile looks like shit, you're not going to get near as many bookings because people are not going to have the same trust in you as if you had a really good profile as well. So when I'm talking to, example, my mentees, what we do is we set up their profile very optimally. We make sure that we fill their page with high quality content before we even look at running paid advertisements. So highlights are going to carry proof and results. The bio and the bio name and the outcome are very, very required. So you have to have a specific outcome and a specific problem in your bio. A strong DM and a weak profile is going to result in you getting ghosted. What we want to do here is book the call in the DMs. So the way that we're going to do this is go through 3 to 4 questions. We want to establish their goal, we want to establish where they are now, and we want to establish why they're stuck right now. So what we want to create is the gap. We want to validate the fact that we can close that gap for that person. So you are going to walk on the call already knowing what their situation looks like, and then you can go back and go through it again and kind of establish it a little bit more in detail, dig into their pain points a little bit more, and that's going to allow you to make the sale on the call. Too many questions is going to kill the booking, and if they start asking you questions and take control of the conversation, that will also kill the booking. So make this short, concise, and very clean to go through. Next up, what we want to do here, and this is something I have not heard of very often, this is something I personally do and has worked amazing for me, is the moment they book the call, then you qualify on the investment. And this is something, again, that is very rare, and I've not even heard of people doing this. But what the call booking before qualifying the investment does is they've already committed partially. If they're booking the call, they want your help, but you still want to qualify them and make sure that they're prepared to make an investment so you don't go on your call and waste your time with them. So as soon as they book that call, you can go back in the DM and say, I just want to clarify that on this call, you are prepared to make an investment if we are the right solution to fix this problem. So you're not necessarily saying a price, and I would not say a price, but what you are doing is going back and saying, wait, I just want to make sure that if I can help you, you are prepared to invest. Am I correct here? This is going to filter out tire kickers, and you can cancel the call if they say no. But you already have them committed to taking a call with you. In most cases, they're going to say, you know what? Yeah, if you can actually fix this on the conversation that we have, I'm going to invest. So what that has done is you've pre-qualified that person on investment after they book the call, after they make that micro commitment to you, which in my opinion is the best step to take to actually get that person to close on the call. Next up, on the call, what we want to do is diagnose the gap. So we don't want to perform, we don't want to pitch, we don't want to be telling them how awesome our service is. We just want to go back through the gap. We just want to re-diagnose their problem. Okay? Most importantly, they are going to be talking, in my opinion, at least 70 to 80% of the call. Okay? You are not talking the whole time. Okay? Present your offer as the bridge across the gap that they have. So you don't want to go into detail. Oh, my service includes this, and the other thing. That makes you comparable to other people. You just want to talk about how you and your team are the people who are going to fix that problem for them. You don't want to go into detail about your service. You want to talk about yourself and how you have a relatable experience and you can fix that problem for them. You and your team are going to be the people to do it. You don't want to go into detail about the service. Okay, that's the most important variable here is the fact that you don't want to turn yourself into a commodity. You don't want to say, oh, I have a service like this other person because they can just go compare prices. You want to talk about how you are the person that's going to solve this for them. Okay, so build the case where the price feels small against the problem, because at the end of the day, when you're on a call like this, you hold the value. The person on the other end, their money means nothing to you. Your service, if it can really fix their problem, they're going to do anything to be able to get that service. Okay? So we want to handle objections up next. After you pitch, of course, we're going to handle a couple of objections, right? So we want to surface the real doubt. Before you ask for the yes, pin down what's actually going to hold that person back, okay? Because at this point, it's rarely going to actually be the price. If they've made it this far, they know that this is a big investment, okay? So what it really is here, it's uncertainty dressed as delay. So if it is a fit, you want to be able to say, like, listen, I need to know what's the real concern here. Let's break it down a little bit and talk about what you're actually worried about. You know, are you feeling skeptical? Are you feeling nervous? Is it truly the investment? You know, if we were to remove the investment, would you feel that this is the best fit for you? If that person says yes, there's always a way to get around that price objection, and you can either give them a payment plan or something that is going to make them feel a lot more comfortable making the investment, okay? If they're on the call and they know that the service costs money, they planned to make an investment today. They're just nervous or they're skeptical about what it really is. So break it down for them. You cannot resolve a fogged sort of objection. What you can do is handle an objection when you know exactly what that objection actually is. Okay? And then on the call, in my opinion, you ask for a decision now. I outright say on my calls, listen, I don't book second calls because typically when I book a second call, that's not really the type of person that I want to be working with. If you want to move forward, you want to take this step, then let's make a decision now between you and I. We're going to figure out whether this is the best move for you. If it's not, I will be honest with you and tell you. If it is, let's get this on the go so that we don't waste each other's time. At the end of the day, they are already in a spot where they can make a decision. If you recap the gap in their words, you're going to get a yes, okay? If the price is the scary part, there's always a way to create a payment plan for somebody. At the end of the day, if they truly want the service, they're going to, like I said, do everything in their power to achieve that goal. So they're going to do anything to get that service. They are willing to invest in you. And most important part here is you take the payment on the call. The whole let me know thing or get back to me in a couple of days, That's where deals die. You're never going to hear back from that person because they don't trust you if you were unable to make them feel comfortable on the call. The biggest and most important variable here is if you feel that that person 100% is not going to invest, 100%, do not handle their objections. Don't bother handling their objections. Let them seamlessly off the call and tell them you can rebook when you feel comfortable. That's going to build trust, it's going to build authority, and it's going to make it very clear you're not chasing their dollar. You're going to be able to feel this dependent on the type of person that you have a conversation with on the call. If you feel that you can get that person to make the investment on the call, which is the most important variable here, if you can actually help them, then handle their objections, walk them through the process, and you will make the close as long as you continue to hold the control of the conversation. If you give the control to them and you start letting them kind of ask you too many questions, get too in detail about the service, that's what's going to kill the deal. So most importantly, we want to take that payment on the call and we want to get them to sign the contract and move forward from there, get them onboarded, and then very clearly give them first action steps. That's what's going to build trust. They want speed and efficiency. That's going to be the most important variable. So in my opinion, this is a super, super high quality sales funnel. It's closed me over $1.5 million in sales by the time I hit 25 years old. And to kind of break it down a little bit, again, just to very, very quickly re-go over the entire thing, we run an ad, we get that person to DM with a keyword. They're going to check your profile. Your profile has to be optimized. We want to establish a gap inside of the DMs and clarify that we can actually help that person. Then we book them on a call after we tell them that we think that we can help them out, but we need to get a little bit more detail. Then after that, we go back to the DMs. We reconfirm that they're willing to make an investment. Then we take the call. We dig deeper into what the gap looks like. We present ourselves as a solution to their problem. We're going to handle their objections when we announce pricing after we do a temp check. And then from that point forward is when we're going to close them on the call and onboard them into our program. Okay. So you guys don't know who I am. I'm Brent Chapisal, founder and CEO of Longevity Physique Group. I have coached over 700 athletes. I've done over $1.5 million in fitness sales by the time I hit 25 years old. If you guys have any questions or you want to work with me one-on-one, send me a DM or drop a comment below, coach.